In this Minecraft video, I'm going to survive 200 days in Minecraft. But here is the twist. My friend Austin is going to spend the entire time hunting me down and trying to kill me. If I survive the full 200 days, then I win. If I die, then he wins. You want to see what happens when we're both got full netherite in the end? Well, you'll have to watch and find out. But before we begin, there is still a massive 92% of people that watch my content who are not subscribed, and I ask that if you go on to enjoy the video and you are part of that percentage, then please consider subscribing. It's free and it does help me out a lot. And finally, whether I win or lose here, this will be the end of this series. That doesn't mean I'm done with Minecraft Manhunt 100 days, because I have a new idea. If you want to see Minecraft Manhunt, but there is 2 hunters versus me, then you get this video to a massive 3,000 likes. You smashed the like goal last time. Let's see if we can get it to 3,000 this time. I hope you enjoy the video. There's a small chance that a few people haven't seen the first 100 days, so I'm going to quickly recap a couple of things from that video. Me and Austin spent 100 days in this world. We fought multiple times with a varied rate of success for myself, whether it was from killing Austin or quite frankly running away, but nevertheless I managed to survive the full 100 days in Minecraft. I finished with a power-free bow, a sharpness-free axe, netherite chestplate, boots, helmet all protection-free, and a projectile protection-free leggings. I was already pretty stacked and my plan was to just get even more stacked in the coming days. Secondly, I got a lot of comments about this, so I just want to quickly address it. I know the server is not in hardcore, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're not in hardcore mode. What I mean by that is Minecraft's definition of hardcore is A, the world is in hard, and B, you cannot respawn, both of which apply to me. The world is set into hard mode, and if I die, I'm not allowed to respawn. However, if I set the server to hardcore mode, then Austin the Hunter, who may I remind you did actually die on day 1, wouldn't be able to respawn. And so I don't think it'd be a very interesting video if I survived 200 days whilst being hunted and the hunter died 2 minutes into this first episode. I hope that explains why the server's not in hardcore, and I hope you guys can look past it. I don't think it's a big deal. I know a few people commented it, so that's why I just wanted to say that. And finally, I gave him a shout out last time, but I just want to give a massive shout out to Austin the Hunter, who literally spent over 50 hours with me to make this video and the last video possible. And so after you've watched this video, please go check out his channel. He does his own 100-day content. I will put a link in the description, so please go check it out. He really does deserve it. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump back into the world where I'm going to take you to day 104, as I finally found a spot to set up a base. A nice little hilly area in a savannah. My plan was just to set up a little base here, hide it nicely, and run around and keep coming back here as like a base of operations. My goals was to get full netherite armor and max out the enchantments on them. And so once I got everything set up on day 105, I jumped back into the nether and went for some XP grinding. After 10 full days of Minecraft, I got my legs to projectile protection 4. I also found this blue biome, and I got 2 stacks of ender pearls. After that, I had a run around, and on day 117, I found a nether fortress and got 10 blaze rods. You probably know where I'm going with this. I got back to the base and got home on day 120. The plan was from this point was to actually find the end portal and go kill the ender dragon. That's going to give me a solid 60-ish levels, and I really thought I could benefit from that quite a lot. It only took me until day 123 to find the end portal, and I killed the ender dragon the same day. I used the levels to get my axe to sharpness 4. I also got the netherite chestplate to protection 4, and started working on the bow to get it to power 4, but I ran out of levels. Turns out this was going to take a lot more levels than I originally anticipated. And so I jumped back into the nether with 2 goals this time. Firstly, I wanted to keep on getting the levels, keep on building up my stuff, and it was also time for me to see if I can get a bit of netherite to improve my gear more. And that's pretty much what I did for the next 7 days, so here we are on day 133, where I had just found enough netherite to make my leggings into netherite leggings. I'd already turned my axe at this point into a netherite axe, and this was the second piece that I needed to do. Also, thanks to levels, I was able to turn the leggings into projectile protection 4, so they were pretty much good to go for the rest of the series. I returned back to base, you better get used to me saying that, on day 135, because it was time for me to go back on the hunt. Probably remember, it was a very sad day, but I lost the Packers on day 96, and I knew that they were just so good that I just needed to get a version 3 of them. And here we are 6 days later. I could not find a single wolf for the life of me. I was searching for so long. I decided that I was going to leave it for now. Maybe I'll search again next time or in the next video, depending on the like goal. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And I managed to get back home on day 145, just doing a bit of sorting when, hello. I'm not going to lie, when Austin started shooting me here, definitely got startled, but I did notice the lack of damage he was actually doing with his bow. Look at it. We were doing nothing. Nada. Zip. we could bow fight for literal hours and he wouldn't be able to touch me. However, I kind of let it slip that he wasn't doing anything, so he knew that a bow fight wasn't his best option, and so he decided to charge me. However, some mad Minecraft skills. Look at this well-placed poison potion, and it was a direct hit. However, just like the last time we fought, he also had his ace in the hole. He had a fire aspect axe. I didn't even know fire aspect could be put onto axes, but here we are. And boy, did it do damage. Oh my god. However, I was able to hold out, and a mixture of my axe hitting him and the poison that I already hit him with later, Austin knew he wasn't winning this fight no matter what he did, so he decided to try and run and escape from the fight. I chased him for a little bit where we got stuck in the water, where I got another perfectly placed poison potion, and he tried to trap me in the water. However, after some well-placed maneuvers, I was able to get back out, and I got him back on the run. But this is where the advantage came from the poison potions. Obviously, the long-term damage is going to be huge. I don't think I need to specify that one, but the damage was also slowing him down. So every time you take a hit, it slows you down a little bit, and because of that, I was able to catch up. And one legless shot later, I was halfway done with surviving the full 200 days. There was a few scary moments there for a while, but I managed to hold out, and oh boy, am I grateful that I did. I was able to take his helmet, but it was only protection 2, which I thought was a bit weird. Why did he not knock it up more? I also was doing a bit of, working out in my head. It took Austin about 46 days to get to this point, where he had half netherite and some pretty decent gear. So I was fairly confident to get to the level I would have been by the end of this series. It was going to take him a solid 50 days, if not more, to actually get to the point where, he's actually a match for me. And so I now had 50 days to set up my armor as good as possible and, well, take him on. First thing I did was I went dog hunting again, and after a solid 8 days I gave up on that one. Maybe next time, like I say. I went back into the nether and got 2 more pieces of netherite. The first was for my boots, to be able to give myself full netherite armor, and the second one was actually for the axe that Austin dropped, because I was able to combine the two together. I was able to make my axe sharpness 4, fire aspect 1. It was a really good axe. And after I got all the netherite, I basically went back to XP hunting. I had to keep going further out because obviously we'd ravaged the lands of quartz at this point, so we pretty much was going further and further in the nether. I'd like to give you a reminder that we wasn't allowed to go past the 10k border mark, whether it was in the overworld or the nether, and so I was kind of limited to what I could mine, but I think a 10k by 10k border for the nether was going to give me easily enough quartz. And after all was said and done, after all the levels were got and spent and combined, after about 3 or 4 anvils, here we are on day 179. My helmet was protection 4. My chestplate was protection 4. My boots, protection 4. My leggings, projectile protection 4. My axe, sharpness 5, fire aspect. My bow, power 4, infinity, punch. Everything armor-wise, everything gear-wise was ready. Here we are on day 182, where I went mad on basically making a bunch of potions. I made a bunch of health 2 potions. I still had a couple of Austin's strength and speed potions, which were both extended, so I thought that they would have been enough. I obviously made some poison potions. Now, I made them tier 1. I made them tier 1 in the first fight that we had in this episode, because I'd rather have a longer, slow damage than a shorter, stronger damage. A minute 30 if I hit him directly. That poison was going to do so much damage. And I had my concerns in case he was going to bring back some sort of fire axe or flame bow, so I also brewed some fire resistance potions. Everything that I wanted to do was done by day 185. I was happy. I was ready to go. And I thought, the last time I did the 100 days, I finished it in the end, where I lost on day 96. And I thought it'd just be very nice to finish in the end again. And so, I popped back into the end. Day 188, I was stood here. I basically set up this end hill in case of emergencies and hid some stuff in the chest there. I don't think it looks too suspicious. I think Austin's not going to find that there. And then I waited. And waited. And waited. And then Austin popped into the nether. I made a comment a few seconds ago how I finished the last 100 days in the end, and that finished on day 96. It was kind of like a full circle of finishing in the end on day 96. So here we are, 200 days, and it's day 196. I really wish I planned this. I really wish I did, but, it just had to be day 196, didn't it? Anyway, let's do this. all or nothing, one last fight, let's go. Arrows started flying straight away, and it was very quickly that I noticed that he had a flame bow, and this is the exact reason that I brought my fire res potions. And I think he knew, because of my armor from last time, that bows really wasn't going to do that much damage, and so he decided it was time for melee. However, he brought in strength 2 potions. Look how quickly my health dropped. Oh my god. Even worse, he also had speed potions. And so not only was he faster than me at the moment, he was stronger than me at the moment, and I was going to die in that moment if I didn't act quickly. I did get very lucky though, because he caught an Enderman's attention, and that gave me a couple of seconds of breathing to sort of reorganize myself, because, you know, the first fight, that could have ended right there and I would have lost. However, what goes around comes around, because as soon as he cleared up his Enderman situation, I had to deal with a couple of Endermen myself. It was fine, I wasn't annoyed at all, no biggie. I don't really know what happened in this cluster here, but let's just say we was both having issues at this point. Originally him worse than me, however he was able to deal with his Enderman situation much quicker, and now I was on the run. Not only did I have Austin chasing me, I had a couple of Endermans chasing me. Thank God for a well-placed poison potion. I'm getting really good at that. Even with the poison potions though, it still wasn't enough. I ended up dropping to 1.5 hearts, oh my god, and I was struggling. My god was I struggling, but I managed to just hold on. Thank god I had the health potions. And once the Enderman was cleared, and once everything was gone, I played this smart. My fire aspect axe was doing damage to Austin, and luckily for him at the moment he had his water, but then I was able to block his water. And so he had to deal with my fire damage whether he liked it or not. And this is where it came down to the final clash. 1v1, desperate to win. Neither of us were backing out now. Whoever wins this wins this. It all came down to this final moment. And I survived 200 days in Minecraft Manhunt Hardcore, and that is how it happened. I thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care, everybody.